Elizabeth Halsey is a lazy, immoral, manipulative gold-digging teacher at John Adams Middle School in Chicago, who curses at her students, drinks heavily, smokes marijuana, and lets her kids watch movies so she can sleep through class. She plans to quit teaching and marry her wealthy fiancé. Still, he dumps her when his mother shows him that Elizabeth is only after his money, so she resumes her job. She tries to win over wealthy substitute teacher Scott Delacourt. Her dedicated and enthusiastic colleague Amy Squirrel also pursues him. At the same time, Elizabeth rejects advances from the school's gym teacher, Russell Geddes. Elizabeth plans to have her breasts enlarged and becomes more motivated upon learning Scott's ex-girlfriend had large breasts. However, she cannot afford the $9,300 procedure. Elizabeth attempts to raise money for the surgery through the 7th grade car wash, wearing provocative clothing and manipulating parents to give her money for more school supplies and tutoring, but her efforts are not enough. Amy informs the principal about Elizabeth's embezzlement, but he dismisses her claims when no evidence is provided. Scott also admits that he is attracted to Amy and only likes Elizabeth as a friend. Discovering that the teacher of the class with the highest state test scores will receive a $5,700 bonus, Elizabeth changes her teaching style, forcing the class to intensely study To Kill a Mockingbird for the test. However, since it is late in the school year, combined with her unorthodox teaching methods, the students score low on the book quizzes, further frustrating her. Meanwhile, she befriends Russell. As Amy and Scott start dating, Elizabeth plans to steal the state test answers by impersonating a journalist and seducing Carl Hollaby, a state professor in charge of creating and distributing the exams. She convinces Carl to go into his office to make love but drugs him and steals the answer key. A month later, Elizabeth wins the bonus, completing her needed funds, and books her breast enlargement. When Elizabeth learns that Amy and Scott are chaperoning an upcoming field trip, she smears an apple with poison ivy. She leaves it for Amy, who has blisters covering her face and cannot go. On the trip, Elizabeth seduces Scott. They dry hump, and Elizabeth secretly leaves Amy a message through Scott's phone, recording all the action. However, Scott's ever-changing ideals disappoint Elizabeth. After her student Garrett is taunted by his classmates for confessing to an unrequited attraction to a superficial girl in the class named Chase, Elizabeth consoles him. She helps make him popular, prompting her to reflect on her own simple ways. Back at the school, Amy switches Elizabeth's desk with her own to trick the janitor into unlocking Elizabeth's sealed drawer. The evidence Amy finds leads her to suspect Elizabeth cheated on the state exam. Amy informs the principal and gets Carl to testify against her. However, Elizabeth takes embarrassing photos of Carl. At the same time, he is drugged and uses them to blackmail him into saying she is innocent. Having been informed that her desk was switched, Elizabeth states that teachers in the school use drugs. When the police bring a sniffer dog to search the school, they find Elizabeth's mini liquor bottles, marijuana, and OxyContin pills in Amy's classroom and Elizabeth's desk, leading to Amy getting arrested and transferred to another school by the superintendent. Scott asks Elizabeth to start over, but she rejects him in favor of Russell, having learned they have a lot in common. When the new school year started, Elizabeth reformed. She is kinder to her coworkers and has begun a relationship with Russell. She did not get her breasts enlarged because she felt it was unnecessary. Elizabeth also has a new position as the new guidance counselor.